Welcome to HubnSpoke, the podcast for busy marketers looking to get more leads and sales. Discover the latest from the world of content marketing and social media. Here are your hosts from the Kingdom, San Johnson and Adam Steinhardt.
Hello, Adam. How are you today?
Good, Zan. How are you today?
Are we actually on?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was the strangest intro. Welcome to episode 45.
Easy to do hand signals to that, like the 4 and the 5, like some sort of producer. Been a bit of a break. I've been in the US and Gold Coast doing conferences and things, so it's been hard to catch up, Zan. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Tell us, Retail Global, you had a great time up there on the Gold Coast. How was it for you?
Yeah, look, excellent conference. A lot of really cool e-commerce and digital vendors there and some really impressive speakers. Look, I think it's a conference that you've got to get on board. It was quality. Liked it a lot.
Yeah, obviously I was able to view it from little old Adelaide, and it looked like the team had put some fantastic effort into the speakers.
Yeah, great speakers and really informative stuff, and certainly some of those e-commerce businesses are really on the cutting edge of the tech side of things. And so it was a bit of a wake-up call, actually, because obviously we don't have an e-commerce platform that we use at the Kingdom ourselves because we're a B2B services business, but we definitely should. And after meeting a lot of those very enterprising retailers, certainly high motivation.
I'm intrigued to hear you say we should. What do you mean?
The conclusion I came away with is that everybody needs an e-commerce platform. And the reason why I say that is because consumers want it. And consumers want it from a sales perspective. It's fantastic for the point of view of giving you more evergreen content from your website exposure. And look, at the time I was sitting there thinking, what could we use our e-commerce store for? And the answer is listing all of our services we provide and actually having them there kind of like a shopping list in a catalogue. And whilst there may not be a huge amount of transactions going through our e-commerce website cart, at the very same time, though, we are going to show what we can do, and people are going to see that and say, yeah, give them a call. So I think it's a must-have.
I like it. It's also a good opportunity to put any content that you've created up for sale effectively, but you don't obviously have to have a price attached to it. It's just another transaction, isn't it? It could be $0.
Brilliant, like a free ebook download type thing. Another way to have free. Yes, that's a great idea, actually. So you can have your ebooks up there as free downloads. Well, we've got to do this. Oh, my God.
Great idea. We've got Shopify chomping at the bit, ready to go.
Yeah, I know. We did actually embark upon this, I must admit, but it's become a bit of a sandbox for the developers on our team. But anyway, moving right along, they've got the next conference in Vegas coming up. They're going to the US, so it's an Australian conference going to the US. So that's on like September 12 or September 11, is that right?
September 12 to 14, I believe. I can check the dates for you. But yeah, that's ramping up. Again, they're going to have a really, really top agenda full of awesome speakers. And
particularly their focus is all about Amazon, how to deal with that and make the most of that. So if you're in the US and you listen to our podcast, then you definitely should get along to Vegas at the Rio Casino on those dates, 12, 11, 13, 14. CS will be there. We've got an exhibition booth again, public speaking, all kinds of crazy action. So come and see us.
I'll put a link in the show notes.
Will you?
I'll send it to you today.
Do I have to do that? Oh my God.
Show notes.
All right, now what are we doing today?
So I thought today we'd talk about MarTech, automated software, and which is the best platform out there. Yes. Now this is kind of a loaded question. So are you ready?
Is this like the competition between HubSpot, Marketo, Infusionsoft, Pardot, Eloqua? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, look, that's one way of looking at it. But I guess you can take this one step further and say that it's actually a question about software in general, taking it even further. So let's hear your opinion. What are your thoughts?
Well, so the official title of today's episode is, what is the best automated sales and marketing software? And the answer is, and the second part of that title is none if you don't do serious training for your organization. Change management, people. It's all about change management. The software programs, it doesn't matter which one you have. If you don't have the appropriate training, the tools will not be used and it will fall flat. And we are speaking directly from experience of seeing customers who have not invested properly in the training and are collapsing all because of that. So that's the negative side. But the positive side, the benefits of training are substantial, aren't they? So perhaps tell us your little story, because I know you've got one, which was inspired. inspiring the episode. Tell us your stories, Zan.
Absolutely. So, as you touched on, we've had many clients in the past who perhaps haven't embraced the training or have had some training and then haven't taken that and run with it and actually implemented the tool in an effective manner. But my story today is about a fantastic client of ours where I was able to get in quite early and get some training happening in a one-on-one environment.
And I think that's you make a good point there, is that one of the reasons why training struggles in an organisation is because a lot of businesses see it as a burden on their existing diary and their existing workflow, their work time. So it can't be. It has to be actually rigid, scheduled. Everyone who's invited needs to come. It can't be sort of optional. You can't have a situation where salespeople are saying, I've got a meeting that day, I'm not coming. If you're serious about it, you have to have training locked in and you have to start it on time and you have to make it happen, because otherwise if you create a culture of people avoiding it, then eventually it will just fall apart. So you've got to be dedicated, I think. Is that a fair comment?
Absolutely. And I guess the other thing that goes along with the session that I did was that we always recommend that our clients do the inbound certification in the
and
HubSpot
that's free.
platform.
You can get into that pretty much straight away, can't you?
So what happened was this client went off and started their inbound certification and kind of got excited and was like, I want to know more. So while there was a hunger there, we were able to jump on board and really have laid some ground rules moving forward. So we're seeing fantastic lead generation.
Yep.
We're seeing marketing qualified leads passed back through to the salespeople for them to actually follow up.
Use of all the bits of the tool.
Which is fantastic, because quite often one of the things that we do here is people just aren't really sure about what to do with all the people that are on the lists. What do we do with them now?
Yeah. And so that's exactly right. So, and this is not just a HubSpot-centric conversation, as we said. These programs are powerful. They're big programs that do amazing things, and they can do, really assist the business being better at getting more sales and leads. But they're not magic wands, are they, Zan? No. So, they're not like it's a magician show and you're going to wave the wand because you just flick the switch on one of these software programs, everything's going to be amazing. You've got to put the time in to get the training right. And the other thing that we like to talk about is, Roger Federer. That's my Roger Federer story coming out again. He got perhaps one day shown how to hit a backhand properly, but he's gone and practiced it, 25 million times. So training, being shown something once, is still needing drilling, like drilling the process, learning it repeatedly over and over again so you're comfortable to be able to hit that backhand in the moment. Would you agree, Zan?
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Zan Federer?
Zan Federer. That's my Monica Seles serve.
With the grunt. Okay. Nice. Didn't expect. Where does grunt on the run sheet today?
Just ad hoc, ad lib.
Great.
So training, definitely. And, if we hark back to the good old days, Next Bite days, where we were, and I can say this in your company, absolutely hammered 4 mornings a week on sales training. Yeah. But we had high retail sales. We were able to do add-on sales. We got great closure on the showroom floor. It works. It definitely
makes a huge difference. And of course, the other thing too is that if you don't have training, it's very hard in HubSpot to actually see where the customers are converting. And leads and sales don't leap out and punch you in the face, do they, Zan?
No, they don't. The other thing is that when you get in early and really start training on what your expectations are as a management team, if you like, you have ground rules. So this is what happens when we have a lead come through our system. The next step is X, Y, and Z. And so, if someone new comes on board or someone else comes into the team, everyone is able to pick up where someone has left off. Yeah,
you make a really good point. I think it falls directly to the responsibility of the CEO because it involves, when you're deploying platforms like HubSpot, Marketo, whatever, you're deploying a range of tools that are productivity gaining, impacting, and that means that there needs to be procedural decisions made about the best way to operate the business. And that can involve from time to time job changes and people who will put up defences for fear of their job being changed in a negative way, but it's always a positive way. So, you've got to have that buy-in right from the top all the way through. In fact, this is exactly what I'm sort of talking about inbound. in Boston, Zan, Wednesday morning 9:30 session. Just thought I'd get a plug in for myself there. I know you'll be there.
I certainly will be, Adam. Facebook living you back to the world.
Perfect. So, definitely make sure you've got the management buy-in there. Very important. And I guess the challenge you might be hearing out there is if you're listening to this and you're not the management, how do you get the management to work with you?
Good one. How do you get the management to work with you? Don't we have an ebook about that?
Do you want me to answer that?
Hey, Adam, how do you get management to work with you?
Good question. Well, I think what's important is you got to put it back on management and say, what are the goals? What are you looking to actually achieve out of this?
Goals.
Yep.
Smart goals too. Smart goals are great.
What are you trying to achieve? What are smart goals again?
Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and timely. I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah, great. This is like the only acronym we don't care about here. Look, ask what the goals are going to be. Find out what the KPIs are. Find out from management what the expectation is. And if they can't answer, then maybe that's a chance for you to ask the questions further. It's a bit of a scary one, but that happens, doesn't it? Red flag. Anyway, so training, super important. Get it done. Do it in the mornings. Make it 3 to 4 times a week, 2 times, at least twice a month. It's got to be done often and regular. And certainly if you need help with HubSpot training, we can do it wherever you are in the world by webinar. Very happy to help out. The rates are reasonable too, Zan.
Yes, they certainly are.
Which is us COVID not knowing what they are.
Perhaps you can put them in the show notes too.
In the show notes, but we should know. But definitely give us a call and actually we'll sort out a rate for you.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, so let's move on to the next segment of our podcast, episode 45. Love, love, love. What are you loving right now? And this doesn't have to be about HubSpot. It can be about anything in the MarTech software, digital innovation space.
I've got a really good one. I just like the video icons now you can have on Facebook for yourself. The profile picture is now video. Yeah. So I didn't know that until today. I saw that. Some guy was drinking a beer in his profile picture. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can do video in your cover photo, cover profile picture as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, business page and personal.
Wow, that's going to have to get some love then. I have to finally change after 6 years.
Yes, yes. So I'm going to love...
Well, hang on, let's go back on this a bit more. This could open up a whole can of worms. Like, it allows you to do ads in your profile picture.
I think there are some restrictions.
Is there text limits?
I think I'd need to check that for you though. I like I like the cut of video.
Hire me now. I'm a copywriter, for example.
Yeah, and why not?
Let's try it.
Go for it. You should be able to do that.
I mean, we're not dealing with a lot of space, like 64 square pixels, but who cares? I think I'm going to try that.
Well, maybe not relevant for your profile square, but for your actual cover page profile banner.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Onto something.
Great.
Good thinking, Facebook.
Like
Yeah.
GIF maker. Let's get on it.
It's GIF maker. There's a lot of debate about that. GIF.
GIF is something you clean the oven with.
GIF potato.
So my turn now. What am I loving?
The bathroom GIF. Australian joke. Anyway, keep going.
And it's not a love, it's a like. It's
Right.
a like, a new feature from HubSpot. That's
So it needs more takeout and dinner, wine,
Well,
dine a bit more.
yeah, it's growing on me.
Right.
It's a good feature. I like its purpose, but I'm not loving it yet. It's the drafts function in the social publishing tool. So the social publishing tool has had a bit of a renovation, bit of a facelift, and there are some good, there's some bad, and there's I want to say ugly, but I'm going to be gentle.
And save it for September inbound, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the drafts function is fantastic because every now and again you get a scenario where there might be a specific campaign and your boss or your client or your manager or whatever would like to see the social posts that you're going to put together before you schedule them.
Oh, this happens a lot, actually. Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
But
Let it go.
it's a little bit buggy. It's a little bit finicky in that it won't actually let you change the scheduled date once you've scheduled it. And I think I'm seeing different things in different portals. But the fact is, it's there. It can be used, and you can then send a link to your relevant person to go and check those posts out. So great idea. Saves you typing them up into an email or a Google Doc or whatever.
Who's your relevant person? Because I don't get them. I didn't get them from you.
Well, you're not my relevant person. Depends.
It's disappointing.
Clients.
Disappointing news.
So yes, there you go. The drafts function in the social tool.
Great. And in the social publishing tool. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, great. And it has had the Aperol look, I've noticed. It's Aperolled up.
Has Aperolled up. Luckily for me, you can switch back, which I have done. I'm having a little bit of trouble with a couple of things. A new feature, though, which I did discover from HubSpot Support, which was fantastic. HubSpot Support,
very good. Yeah,
FYI, really fast, efficient. Don't baffle you with bullshit, basically, in terms of technical words and stuff.
Unlike Optus, the telcos are unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Unlike most geeks, usually they just want to throw acronyms at you and smart acronyms.
MYOB.
So support have been fantastic, but having a little bit of trouble with my delays.
Right.
Multiple posts and delays. But anyway, working through that. So there you go, the loves of Zan and Adam. And #girlboss, if you were girl boss of the world, what would you change?
Well, good question. I mean, I think that I was listening to Gary Vee's latest podcast 2 days ago, and obviously we love Gary Vaynerchuk, very, very informative gentleman, and certainly recommend the Gary Vee audio experience. But he really hit the nail on the head when he said that social media is simply a misnomer. It's a communication method, and it is the communication method right now. The internet is the communication method, and that it's not about your 16-year-old daughter or son anymore that knows about this. It's everybody in the world. And, you know, Zan, when I was driving, since hearing that, I've just noticed that every single person that you drive at a bus stop or in the car, or when you see them on the sidewalk, 85% of them have got their head on their phone. So it's all about the mobile phone, which means there's a big lesson to the business executives of the world that are still thinking it's not about social, it's all about the previous way we operated. It's absolutely changed, and times are completely different, and it's time to completely 100% embrace everything on the internet, everything digital, everything MarTech, and get those old-fashioned ideas out of your head.
Look, you're absolutely spot on. I cast my mind back to myself and my husband on our couch last night and the night before. TV's on. We don't have pay-per-view. TV's on. Every second an ad comes on, we both pick up a device and flick through and are not watching the TV.
And that was the key to Gary's point, where he's talking about the $80 billion television advertising industry is a Gonski, and I agree 100%. And big brands are kidding themselves if they're getting traction through those television commercials, with the exception of live sport. But you're right, every single time there's a commercial, it's turn it down and get on your phone. And even you're on the phone during the show most of the time.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm a woman, I can do more than one thing at once.
Right, interesting. Okay, so that's my rant / #girlboss. So as a woman,
my sledge.
Yeah, as a woman, what can you do? What do you want to change?
I want to change the attitude towards remarketing, Facebook remarketing.
Yeah.
I want to change it from being it sounds like a really good idea, but
absolutely must have for everybody.
Just not going to go and spend the money, to holy shitballs, this is the most amazing thing ever. I've never had a click cost me so little. Sign me up. Where do I do it? How do I do it?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we should be just full time on Facebook remarketing for our customers. I agree.
Well, you say that, and I mean, we have talked in the past of having a full time person committed to just Facebook marketing. Period.
Well, it should just be taught at uni. Facebook should be a whole degree, I think.
Well, it could be. It's not easy.
Oh, damn right. Yeah, absolutely. Power out at a 101, 2, 3, 4.
But remarketing, definitely worth it. Different audiences and lookalike audiences. Great cost per click. I mean, I'm seeing some amazing figures at the moment, like down as far as like 18 and 23 cents. Down.
Prices clicks down. Cost per clicks are down here at the Kingdom.
Not that we watch ads.
Brilliant. It just proves our whole argument false. All right, brilliant. Oh, that's great news, Anne. Is that the end of the show?
No, it's not.
Oh, there's more. Good.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about Tool of the Week, except it's Tool of the Month this month. 6 weeks, however long it's been since our last podcast. I can see you shaking in your boots.
It's only 2 weeks.
You're not prepared, so
3 weeks.
I'm going to take the onus off you and run with 2.
Okay, good. That's helpful.
All right.
No, I've got one.
So my first Tool of the Week is a new feature from Shopify, and it's called the Shop Key. And this is amazing. And what you can do by using the Shopify app on your phone, you can download another keyboard. So it's a whole new keyboard for your device.
Right.
And it enables you to have, so say you've got a scenario where you're talking with a customer via Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and they're asking a question about a product. By using your shop keyboard, you can go and select a product from your Shopify store using the shop key and then paste that product into the Messenger app, giving the customer a link back to the page of the store, the description, the price. So you might be saying to me, hey, look, I'm interested in a size 12 of a jean or whatever. And so you can drop it in. Brilliant.
I get it.
Brilliant.
So it's better than link. It's actually the whole thing.
Yeah. Image, the whole shebang. Really, really cool. Like it a lot. Second tool of the week.
I've got a tool.
Oh, I can still do two though.
Oh, okay.
This one's really good.
You go.
This one's from Wistia.
Yeah.
And it's called Soapbox. And it's
You're on it.
Google extension, a Chrome extension.
Yeah.
And what it lets you do, it's fantastic for like webcasting. So if you're doing a training session, it will allow you to record, but actually split screens and shows you as well.
Damn, girl.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
It is awesome. It's very cool.
Is that new from Wistia?
So it's called Soapbox.
We have to keep doing this show. I learned so much.
Wistia.
Great
very
work.
Cool.
So I've got one I'm thinking alike as well. LastPass. Okay. So last week in OC, we were talking. We had the pleasure of having one of the very, very heavy-hitting CTOs talk to us, and he was talking about security. LastPass does a great job of recording your passwords, but it does one thing better. If you go dark on it for a set period of time, I think it's 2 to 3 weeks, then it will consider you dead and actually send the password details to the executor of your estate, which allows you to actually have them access your records and appropriately deal with the digital content, which I find a very good idea because I know it's very upsetting when someone's died on Facebook and they're still there many, many moons later. And I know that in our case, we have lots of passwords and it would be an issue. So big fan of that.
Well done. So that's LastPass. And I have downloaded it myself. I'm not as far advanced as you are, but it's really brilliant because when you go to a new app or screen and it's asking for a password, it actually gives you the little LastPass prompt. So definitely worth investigating. LastPass.
Shout out for those guys. Right. Surely that's it now.
I think we are done. That's episode 45 wrapped up. Of course, you can find us on Twitter at hub_n_spoke or via our website, which is thekingdom.com.au. Drop us a line there and we would get back to you super, super quickly.
And I think we're going to really ramp it up to get to 50 in the next couple of weeks, I think. Two a week next week.
Fantastic. I look forward to that. So 45 to 50 in under a week.
Done. Game on, girlfriend. Let's rock it. Okay, thanks very much for listening in and you'll hear from us again next week, no doubt. See you later, Zan.
For all the new shows, check out www.thekingdom.com.au/HubnSpoke. You have been listening to Adam Steinhardt and Zan Johnson of The Kingdom, an inbound marketing agency from Adelaide, South Australia. HubSpot Platinum Partners and the International HubSpot Partner of the Year 2015.